What's up, guys? Today I'm showing you how to clean a throttle body on a Jeep Cherokee 2001. This is mine, and I recently realized that it could be cleaned, so here we go. So this is what you're going to need to start your project. You're going to need a ratchet, and an extender. So you don't need this, but it makes life a lot more easier, and we like easy around here. And then you're going to need a 10mm socket to go on your ratchet, and one of these. I do not remember what this is called. That is my bad, but you need something that looks like this. And now for the cleaning aspect, we got the Lucas Oil Productions for our cleaning. This is going to help with the throttle body. You're going to spray this in there, and it's going to make it look all nice and shiny. And then to get all the gunk off, we have a toothbrush. So, and a side note that I noticed, because I just got back from a short drive to the auto parts store, when you take these screws off, they're going to be really hot because your engine was on, so keep that in mind. So now if we go over here, the first thing that we got to do is we got to remove your air box to that. Now that we got our hood open, what we need to do now is we need to remove the nozzle and the air filter out of the box. So to get the air filter out first, you got to take off, you have one clip right here, one clip right here, and a third clip right here, and then this. Okay. Then you also have to remove this. This goes into your head. And once you get it off, it should just pop right off. See a little smoke coming out because I just got back from a trip. So now that you have got that off, so now you see it just comes right out. Now we're going to want to take off this clip right here, which, oh fuck, that's hot. You just pinch it, you press like this right here, and then it should come off. It's kind of hard to do one-handed, but I'll get it off and I'll be right back. So that you just push that down, pull this out, clip comes off, and then this should come off like that. And now you have your air filter head off, and I'm just going to put that down to the side. Now that we have that off, we want to take our air filter out so that we do not mess it up during this period of time. Lay in there like that. Now you can see we have our throttle body. Okay, so we have a couple sensors to unplug, one of them being here and the other one being here, so we're going to want to do that first. And to simply get it off, all you need to do, motherfucker, is just press this little thing down. I don't know if you can see this or not, but you just got to press it down and then pull it off, and then that one's good. And you got to do the same thing with this one right here. Let's push it down, and it just comes off. This one took a little bit of struggle on how to use a flathead screwdriver, but you just want to be careful with those because you do not want to replace them. That is a hassle that you definitely do not want to do. So the next thing you got to do is remove this. No, you don't remove that, that's bad. So there's 4 screws that you have to remove. You got one right here, one right here, one, can't really see that one, but one right here, and a 4th one right there. This is where your 10mm ratchet comes in handy. So I'm gonna do that and I'll be right back. Well, here's a scenario that you don't want to deal with. Mine have never been taken off, so it just snapped right in half. So you got to be careful about that, or else you don't want that thing moving. So I'm going to probably have to go find a replacement screw to get that all set up when I'm done with this. And once you get them off, you want to make sure you don't lose these. These are very important. Yep, can't believe I snapped that one though, but this one should be good. So it looks nice, it looks clean. It's just old. I'm pretty sure this is the first time this vehicle has ever had this happen to it. So, and it's expected to have a little hiccups every now and then. So once I get this other two off, I will be right back. So now I have all 4 screws removed. I forgot to mention there is a clip, there's a 3rd clip in here that you got to remove. So let's remove that real quick, and then I will show you what to do with these. You got to be very careful with these, don't want to mess them up. So let me get that clip off, I'll be right back. So if you did take a trip, I'd recommend some gloves because that is super hot and you do not want to be touching the metal with your bare hands for your own protection. And you definitely don't want to damage that by screaming and move your hand really fast and whacking something out that didn't need to be whacked out. So yeah, wear gloves if it's hot. If not, you're smart, not like me. So yeah, that's just a little tiny tip. So to disconnect the throttle cables, this one I already did, but for this one, it has a, right here, it has a little clamp, and that just goes onto there like that. And to get it off, you just pull it towards yourself. And this one right here has the same kind of method, and I'll show you how to get it off once I get it off. Now to get this throttle cable off, all you have to do is just simply just bend it out till it pops off that little ball joint right there, and you can put that in so that way it's not in your way. So now your throttle should just come right out like this. So now you have your throttle housing out. As you can see, all that gunk in there, it's bad. So in this side doesn't look so bad. So now I'm gonna go inside my garage and we're going to clean this boy up. So now that we've got it off, we need to remove these two housings and this third one right here. So we need the T20, which is this. It's the little Chinese star looking one, and that will go right into your ratchet right here, and we can get that off. So when I get them off, I'll be back when I get them off. So we got that off, and we want to clean that with our cleaning supplies. Now this one right here has two, one on each other side, so I'm gonna get those off. I'm gonna show you what it looks like from on the inside. So this is the other one you need to take off, and what I would recommend is you take whatever you have right here and you put it with the screws that it came with, because all the screws that it came with are unique to that and only go to that. So now we got those two off, have it all disconnected. This is where we can start spraying it down with our cleaning supply. So something to point out is you always want to shake this up really good. You want to just do that with any pretty much can you get, and you want to stick the red hose into the little nozzle hole, if you can get it in there. So that way it's sticking out there like that. And now we do the fun part of cleaning. So we just want to spray that in there, get nice and decent, and take our toothbrush, and then we start scraping out all the shit in there. Also, another thing to point out, it's also helpful to have a rag in there, just, to get the spots where the toothbrush can't. More of this. And some more cleaning. Also, at some point you're going to have to wipe off all the shit off the toothbrush. That way it doesn't. You'll notice there is a black star there. That is supposed to be there. It's not a really huge smell. That goes to here, goes in here, and that reads from there. So more cleaning out. And if you turn this little out of here, that actually turns back inside there. So you can have that open. The black stuff is here. I'm kind of looking at it right now. That is more cleaning goes to one, but I'm not worried about the back. Try not to rip anything in there. You put that together. Push that out. Just scrape along the side. Get all that junk out of there. Now if you look in there, it looks a lot more cleaner than it did before. Now I'm going to twist this thing to get it to open, and then once it does, I'm going to start cleaning the flaps. So that way everything gets cleaned and nice, and hopefully it will run better.
you got that side done. And then you can also just try to do all sides of the flaps just to be safe, because you already have it all there, so you might as well do it. And while the flap's open, you can get these spots right here that are kind of hard to get with the flaps closed, so you just want to make sure you get as much as you can out of there at one time. Like I said earlier, I don't think my vehicle's ever had this done to it, so you definitely want to keep this as a normal thing to do. And like I said before, you're not going to get all the gunk and crap out of there. It's just trying to get most of it, so that way your vehicle runs better. Because otherwise, why are you trying to do this? Ouch. Okay, so now, as you can see in there, it is cleaner. And in comparison to when it first started, that is 10 times more cleaner. So now before that we stop, we want to clean out this part right there, because look at my finger, it is all black and tarred from all the crap in here. And then we also need to clean this, and then we put it all back together, put it back in the vehicle, and it should work. Now the note for this is you need to remove this little O-ring right here. This little O-ring, before you start cleaning it, remove this. You do not want any chemicals on this. It will break. It is not meant for chemicals. Okay? So now that we got that off, we're just going to simply spray that down. Take our rag, just simply clean it off, getting all the gunk out of there as much as necessary. So that way, this is all just maintenance, and if your vehicle needs it, it needs it. So I hope this video helps you guys. I'm also going to show you how to reinstall everything back in there just in case. Because I know some YouTubers are just like, hey, show you how to do it, take it apart, but then they don't show you to just say put it in reverse. I don't want to be that guy. I want to be actually helpful. So now that we got this thing cleaned, we're going to want to now clean this, the hole. So we're going to spray that in there. Nice decent amount. We're going to take our toothbrush, kind of just twist that around in there. I'm going to wipe it off because that's more dirty than anything else. And then we're going to spray it again, just a nice decent amount. And then we're going to take our towel, or rag, we're going to try to shove as much as in there as possible, and spin it, try to get all that shit out. And that still doesn't look the best, but what can you do when you only have limited supplies? You can only try your best. So we're going to get that in there, try to spin it nice around. As you can see, the bristles are completely black. I'm just wiping that off on the table. And they're going to just get blacker and blacker because of how much tar is actually in there. And then I'm going to do one last clean with this. Now, this might not solve your problems, but maintenance is always nice when you're troubleshooting. It's one last thing you have to worry about, so in my opinion, it's worth it. So now you can see in there, it is actually reflective, not black with tar. So now we're going to reinstall the housings and reconnect them up. So this one right here, we need to put the O-ring back on there. I almost just forgot to do that. Put the O-ring back on there. Make sure it's nice on there like that. And then this one just goes right in here, and then you can put your screws right back inside, like that. And I'll tighten them when I cut the video, so that way this video isn't going to be a half an hour long. It goes like that, 2 screws. And this housing right here goes to this front piece, so it looks like there's a flathead screwdriver. That's not what it is, but that's what it looks like. So we're just going to pop that thing back up on there somehow. There we go. So important thing to remember is the top part goes up, and you're actually going to have to hold that down when you put the screws back in there, because it wants to do this. It wants to, you got to hold it down and line up the screws, so that way it doesn't do that. And you'll be able to tell because it'll actually sink in, and it won't do it. Alright, so I'm going to tighten these bad boys up, and then I'll resume back outside as I'm going to show you how to reinstall everything. An important little nugget of information is you don't want to strip the screws, so just nice and tight, so that way everything's connected. You can see the screw right here. You can see it through the back. You don't want it to go, you want everything to be flush like this. So yeah, don't over tighten your screws, it's very important. Now as you can see, all the housings are firmly attached to it, so now we have to go back outside. We have to reconnect the wires, their screws, and then also our throttle line. So I will meet you back outside. Now for the sake of the video, for the people who took it apart and don't think they know what they're doing, thank you for watching. Please subscribe and like. Comment if this didn't work for you, or if there's any faster way to do this. And for the people who want to watch continued, this is what we're going to do. So now we're going to just pop that boy back in there like that, and then we're just going to take the screwdriver out because it's in the way,
And then we're just going to go right back in there like that. And then we're going to take our screws and screw it back in there. And once that's done, I will show you what next to do. So another tip when you screw it in, as you can see, I've already screwed this one in. You want to make a cross X formation, so that way everything is evenly distributed. If you're used to screwing in multiple things, kind of like car lugs, you go with that shape. You're going to do the same thing with this, just to be safe and extra, just to make sure everything is tightened down properly and distributed weight correctly. Now when you're tightening these up, you want to make sure they are attached. Screw them in as hard as you can, and when you can't go anymore, give it one last budge and that should work. So now, as you can see, not budging, not moving, not anything. Okay, so first, let's go with the little hard stuff. We're gonna reconnect this. And I believe you just pop that back on there like that. You should probably use two hands. Right now I only have one, so when I connect it back up, I'll show you what it looks like. Yep, that wasn't that hard. It just squishes right onto there. And then this one should do the same thing right down here. Sorry for that glare. And then you just shove it on there like that. And it's all reconnected. As you can see, those push that through like that. So everything's all cool there. And now we want to reconnect our sensors. So white one goes right here. And you want to make sure they're on there all the way. So that way if you pull them off, nothing happens. Okay. And then the black one goes to the black housing pad. And you just want to make sure they're on there all the way. Alright, I got that second connection on there. Now there was a third one, which is right here. And it goes right there. As you can see, most of them are already pretty much lined up to where they belong. So you just gotta connect the lines. Also a good note, if you do have a gasket, to put the gasket back on there, I forgot to do that, so I took all the screws off. I'm going to put it back on there, retighten everything up, and then we're going to reconnect the air filter box to that, reconnect that to that, and that should be all. So just a couple more easy steps. And that, folks, once you get that back on there, just a little dragon clip, you just clip it together like a Ziploc, reattach that filter. You're all good, guys. If you stayed through this, please like and subscribe. Anything else goes wrong with my Jeep, I'll post a video about it, how to fix it, and how to do everything. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in a later video.